What's up YouTube? Jason here with Bite My Bits, and today's video was almost not going to happen. And the reason is I was reached out to review these Bluetooth speakers, and I thought to myself, and how does that really go with my channel? But then I thought, what if along with that projector review that I talked about, where you kind of have a mobile setup for, plexing on the go, what if you were to throw in some Bluetooth speakers into the same mix? Maybe that could be beneficial. So then my interest kind of peaked a little bit, and here I am. But anyways, today I'm reviewing the Archeer A320S. Very close to the original A320s, but the difference is the S. With the S, you gain true wireless stereo. Another thing that piqued my interest with this whole setup. The A320S allows you to use the speakers for 11 hours at 50% volume. It comes with Bluetooth 4.0, has 25 watts of total power. That's 15 watts for the sub and 5 watts each for the smaller speakers, and has a battery capacity of 5200 mAh. To buy just one of these speakers, they usually vary between $100 to $120 each. But if you want to take full advantage of the Archeer A320S capabilities, you would have to buy two of them. Which, if you ask me, this kind of makes it an overly expensive Bluetooth speaker, but you do get some incredible sound for that price when you get two of them. Now, before you take that the wrong way, I do want to say that just having one of these speakers playing music through it, it sounds pretty dang good. You add a second one into the mix, and all of a sudden it's a whole different experience. I was able to flood my whole house with nice, crisp sound with having both of these things hooked up to my phone. Higher end frequencies sounded good, mid-range sound pretty good, and they pack a lot of bass, especially for the size. Now, this could be the bamboo material that the speaker is made with, or maybe it has some kind of special interior design that helps it sound as good as it does. Or maybe it's just really high quality speakers and amps built into it. Either way, they sound nice, with some small caveats. Now, you do get some excellent bass, some good mid-range, and pretty decent high range, but if you turn it up too loud, you do get a little distortion. It's not terrible, but I found that the maximum that I'm comfortable going is right around 90 to 95% volume. You turn it up to 100 and it just gets a little funky. Now, of course, this is going to vary depending on what you're listening to or where the speakers are located, but overall, pretty good quality all the way up till about 95%. Now, as I was testing these speakers with different music, I was noticing that the distortion when you get in the higher range was a little distracting, so I did a few tests myself. And by that I mean I taped the porthole. The porthole is great, allows a lot of bass to, be expelled through the back, enhancing the overall experience, and I liked it. However, sometimes I think the speaker just moves a little too much. So you throw a little bit of duct tape on the back, and then all of a sudden, some of your music sounds way better. And I say some of it, it is really kind of hit and miss depending on, what kind of music you're listening to. I found that country music had a little bit better response. Hip hop or rap music, it didn't really sound that great, but it was kind of hit or miss on the song. But if you're listening to something with some more vocals to it, possibly like a deeper voice, something like some R&B, for example, having the hole taped up in the back does enhance the overall experience, at least in my opinion. Now, granted, I'm not an audiophile. In fact, I don't even really listen to that much music short of while I'm driving. But these are just some of the things that I noticed with the speakers. What I can say though is that these things are easy to set up. To set up the true stereo audio, all you have to do is power one on, pair it with your phone or whatever device, then you power on the second one, you hit a few keystrokes, and boom. Moving forward, anytime you power them on, they're automatically in stereo mode. They automatically pair with whatever device you had them paired with originally, and you're just set up and ready to go. For example, wait for it. I was a little worried there. The last beep is when it pairs with my phone. So now if I wanted to go in and play some music, all I'd have to do is launch whatever app I'm using to play, and boom. Okay, so it's easy to use. The music sounds pretty good. It's got some pretty good build quality. It looks fantastic. I love the bamboo. I love the cloth rather than plastic. So far, everything is great. So now I move on to why I wanted to test these things in the first place. Why my interest was piqued, and that is how well can it plex. How well, for example, can I hook up my portable little projector I reviewed a few videos ago, hook these Bluetooth speakers up, and have like a full-on entertainment system on the go? Well, it kind of varies. Sometimes if you're playing YouTube videos and or playing some Plex videos, the audio just gets a little unsunk. Not synced? Whatever the word is, they don't always match up. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I'll try to give you an example.
I really believed that this was going to be the final Star Trek movie. So I thought, if Star Trek is coming to an end, maybe it's fitting that Spock should die, saving the ship and the crew, and be a hero and go out in a blaze of glory.
That is launched with Plex. And I find usually with Plex, most of the audio is synced up pretty well. And then you have something like YouTube, where if you wanted to sit down and enjoy a nice YouTube video by possibly yours truly, your audio will be a little off. Primary example?
Sponsored. I didn't get this for free. No, nothing like that. In fact, I've been waiting for this monitor, not this one specifically, but the monitor like this for a long time. And the reason is this is the monitor. This is perfect. This is exactly what I've been looking for.
So when it comes to mobile entertainment, as long as you're sticking to something like Plex, you should be okay. Now, I haven't tested it with like Netflix or Hulu or any of that other services out there, but that's what I found with Plex. Now, something you might have noticed when I played that YouTube video, maybe it sounds like this for everybody, but it doesn't sound like this in my home entertainment system. My voice was extremely deep, almost to the point where it was muffled out, like it was too much bass. If I were to have some duct tape on the back of these, I took it off actually, but if I were to have some duct tape on this, it would sound a lot better. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's good that you have the option to have a ported box, but you can easily tape it up for a better sounding experience depending on your preferences, although it can be considered a little tacky. Now, I cannot sit here and tell you that these are the best deals, the best value, the best speakers, because honestly, these are the first Bluetooth speakers I've ever tested in my entire life. Primarily because before I got that projector, I never even thought about having a mobile Plex set up, and I'm just not a big music listener. But now that I have the projector, I got the Bluetooth speakers, I got, a few different options to play media, I think I kind of have a mobile system setup going on now. But if you look at it in that aspect where you want to be able to watch some video on the go and have some better audio quality, these could definitely be an option. But here's something to keep in mind, something that I just don't like about the speakers. And that is, you cannot play them while they're charging. At least I wasn't able to get it to work. Maybe I was doing it wrong, but I plugged it in and didn't work. It's not like a complete deal breaker. I mean, I don't necessarily need to keep them plugged in all the time, but if I did want to find a location in my house where I could always keep speakers there, always keep them plugged in, something like that, if I ever did drain them or need them to play while they needed to charge at the same time, I would run into some issues. But again, it's not a big deal. It's just something I wanted to note. I did mention before that the prices do definitely fluctuate. I found them between $100 to $120. So if you want to get an up-to-date pricing, I will link to them in the description below. I don't know if I personally would have spent, let's say, $220 or $230 on a pair of these speakers just for a mobile setup. Maybe I would have considered getting the cheaper version, which is just the A320s, not with the S on the end, which is essentially the same exact product, but without the stereo capabilities with Bluetooth, because just having one of these speakers is probably enough, at least for my taste. I can tell you right now that when I hooked them up upstairs and did some flood testing to see how the audio was turning them up, I was comfortable at 50%. And I had a pretty big area to fill, and 50% felt really loud. So having two of them, maybe turn up to 60 or 70%, would probably be more than enough. But hey, each to their own. Maybe you want to throw a house party, maybe you have a large workshop or a mechanic shop, something like that with, a big open area. Two of these could really come in handy. Another thing that I want to note, and this is a personal preference thing, but I just wanted to make note of it, is that these have completely open design for the front. And if you've seen any of my previous videos, all of my speakers are exposed. I love looking at speakers. It's really weird. And that's why I love the design of these. I love being able to see the speakers while they're working. I like that. But if you're thinking about something on the go, something you can take with you, that is some kind of a risk that you have to consider. You could easily just puncture these things without knowing it and you'll ruin them. But they actually come with the back, hold on. Okay, so they actually come with like this little carrying case that you can put the speakers in so you can take them with you. But the downside is that you can still mess up the speakers by pushing the front. So it's cool because you got a little carrying case to keep them clean or maybe from keeping them from getting scratched up, but they don't really give you any kind of protection per se. And on the same note of stuff that they come with an audio cable so you can plug it into the back because you do have an audio jack here, which I did test and they do work really well. You have a reset button, a power light, and a charge port. And in the box, it comes with that aux cable and a USB or micro USB cable in order to charge it. It doesn't actually come with a wall wart in order to plug it in. So you have to find a spare USB charger. You have a rechargeable speaker that comes with all the cables you need, but they just don't give you something to plug it into. So that's, yeah. But that's it for today, guys. Like I said, links are in the description if you want to check them out yourself. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for watching, like, and subscribe below, and have yourself a fantastic day, night, or morning.